Hi everyone, Tevan here at TevansHaven. So, if you don't know me, my name is Tevan and I'm a mom and a wife. Currently, I am loading YouTube videos for gratitude, sharing positivity, how to be successful, and how to reach your goals. And today, I'm inspired to share the story how I got my Soros Foundation scholarship to study abroad, and I hope that the story will inspire you. So be sure to watch for the video until the end. And yeah, anyways, let's get into it. So I have to note that I have been learning English since I was, in first grade, and I have to thank my mom. She is basically my role model and my inspiration. She is a foreign trade economist, and she made the decision to have me study English, starting from elementary school. So every single day, from Monday to Friday, at least for 1 hour, along with my class, I studied English. And it was a public school. It wasn't like a fancy private school or anything like that. But anyways, me and my girlfriends, we also spoke English whenever we wanted to, and it was kind of like our inside language, so people around us couldn't really understand us at that time, But anyways, shout out to my friends, Sauga, Hangra, Amra, and Gima, all you guys. Oh my god, those were really good times. And around the time when I was 12 and 13, I remember my mom and her friend were chatting in the kitchen, and I was just walking by, and I kind of heard regarding the study abroad scholarship. And then that's when I first got to know this, and I was looking for the ad when they were putting out the scholarship applications, and when they were accepting, I was getting myself prepared. And the scholarship process is actually like a year long. There's multiple steps that you have to get through. And so when I was 14, that's when I applied. They ask you to apply when you're in 7th grade. So in 8th grade, you would study abroad. Back then, when I say 7th and 8th grade, you guys might be wondering, in Mongolia, we had only grades from 1 to 10. So that was like the beginning stages of high school. So anyways, so I did my essay for the scholarship, and also did my application, filled it out, and then I got it in and submitted it, and I was rejected. And I asked, why am I rejected? And the person was actually kind enough to answer and said it was because I wasn't 15 yet. Because in order to be accepted for exchange students and study abroad, you have to have at least reached 15 years old. And I was basically cut off because of my age, and the person said, why don't you try out next year? That should be okay. So, at that time I was feeling a little bit low, and then I was like, oh man, I didn't get accepted. I was rejected, but I still had hope because you can apply next year. Next year I have a chance. So, after that, the process was like a year and a half later, and I think I was in 9th grade by the time the next application came out. And I was in 8th grade. Yes, the application procedure, I was in 8th grade, and I applied, and I had my essay again. So by this time I had written my essay for 2 years in a row, and I obviously revising it, refining it, and still studying. And every hour for school, for English, and I was competing for English language competitions and things like that. And I enjoyed reading books, so I did. And I made sure I was studying and preparing for the scholarship process, because I wanted to get accepted. And the day I went in to submit my application and essay, the person who was receiving the document said, "Oh, I can't take this." And I was like, "Oh my God, no!" Inside my head, there was a million thoughts racing back and forth. And I was thinking, "Oh my God, what if they don't take it?" And then I said, I had that fear, what if I don't, I can't submit this paperwork. But, still I had the courage to ask. Well, last year I applied, and because of my age, I was cut off. So the officer asked me to try next year. So this is why I'm applying to this year again. And yeah, I must have been in 8th grade because, the process. But regardless, the person took my application. I was like, yes, a small win. And now I still had to go through the application process, waited for the results, and I was selected to go on to the next round. The first round was to get it, what was it? I think at that year that I applied again, it was like more than 1,000 students. They tried out for the application scholarship stage, and I think about 500 more students were accepted for the second phase, which was the testing. The English language testing, I don't remember what testing method it was, but you had to have had 50 points or more. And I studied hard, but still I had uncertainty. How am I gonna do well? How am I going to be compared to other students coming in from private schools, or the Mongolian and Turkish school where the whole, like, all their classes are lectured in English. There are other schools that the academic teaching is solely on a secondary language such as English or Russian, and they have better teachers and better facilities. I wasn't sure. Me just being a public school girl, I didn't know. But still, you go through with it. I did the test and I passed. I was so happy. And the next stage, the third stage, was interview stage, and someone from the Soros Foundation from the US was actually coming in to do the interview. I didn't know how the interview was going to be. I prepared for it again, and I didn't know how the process was going to be. So on the day of the interview, I go and there's a bunch of other kids, and they called you in, and they were calling in students by in threes. So there was 2 other girls that came into the interview along with me, and I think I was seated in the middle, and the 2 girls were on either side of me. And I remember one question specifically about graffiti. So the interviewer asked me, "What do you think about graffiti? Do you think it is art, or do you think it is, vandalism?" And I like to draw, and I've tried calligraphy or graffiti. Well, not necessarily on the wall, but anyways, the girl sitting next to me, she had a brother who does graffiti. So she, stated, "Oh, I believe graffiti is an art, a form of, art." And she explained it. And then the girl on my other side, she said, "Well, graffiti, it is vandalism because people are doing it without the permission." And she stated her case, and it was my turn to answer. And I enjoy art, and then having when you have had that kind of question to pick a side, And I didn't really want to pick a side, so I just said I like to draw, and I think graffiti is an art, but people who want to be cool, without getting the full meaning behind that art, they take it, and they just can misuse it and then it becomes a vandalism. So, the interview went on. There were a series of questions and we all answered. And coming out from the interview, I was feeling quite confident and I felt like I did well. And when the selection period, when the answers came out, I didn't, go to the Soros Foundation to find out the answer. I didn't know. I didn't go, and my older brother did, and he came in. I was actually standing by the kitchen window, and I asked him, so what was the result? And he's like, you're selected, and then I was like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Tell me this is not a joke, I was so happy. I finally made it, and I was selected. Oh my god, that felt so great, and it felt so surreal. And even talking about this now, I feel a burst of emotion and that excitement and that joy. And I hope that you also become successful and get your goals met, and all that fun stuff. And the reason why I'm doing this video is to give you the moral of the story is don't give up. I was rejected once, but next year I applied again. And there were a series of stages, that I had to pass through. You just go through with it. And you have to be prepared. You have to work hard for your goals. And it can work. And sometimes, when, there's the saying, when one door closes, another opens. But in my case, I had to knock it again. Knock again, and it opened. It worked out. So I hope that whatever your goals in life are, that you actually follow through with it and create the opportunities yourself and be motivated and dedicate yourself to work towards your goal every single day. I learned English, I studied English every single day. It wasn't like I just studied for that period of time, And my essay, I showed it in a video, sharing my scrapbook and my yearbook from the exchange program in another video. And in there, it shows you my scholarship essay draft, and at that time I had to write it. Computer wasn't widely used, so I drafted it all, wrote it down in pen and paper. I did it many times, and that's how I got better, and that's how you can get better. And then if you have been enjoying my video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. And hit that notification bell so when my next video comes up, you'll be notified. I'm here to help you stay motivated to reach your goal. And the reason is because simply I was helped. I had that opportunity, and I want you to find that opportunity for yourself and be motivated and have a happy life wherever you are. And for me, my goal is to create your heaven wherever you're living, and that's why my channel is called TevansHaven, my haven. It is my creative space in haven, and my motto is share love and kindness. So let me know if you have any questions regarding anything else, how to be successful and regarding my exchange student or scholarships. Shoot me a direct message on my Facebook page or here. Comment down below. I read all my comments and messages because I want to help. Because that's how I got successful. That's why I want to help others, and I get so much joy in helping others as well. So until next time, share love and kindness. Bye! If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to subscribe now.